In this video, we are going to look at 5 ways of preventing catfish mortality. 5 ways of preventing catfish mortality. Because in this business, one of the first thing and the major thing you must watch out for is to prevent mortality. You cannot go into an investment and at the end of the day, there is nothing you gain out of it. It's a waste of time, waste of fund, and it's not a good business venture. So these 5 ways we are going to be looking at one after the other in order for us to be able to have a well structured and a profitable business. Let's be sincere. Catfish business is a profitable business if you know how to go about it. So the first one we are going to look at is biosecurity. Biosecurity. Most people just think that when they talk about biosecurity, it is just talking about disinfectant, that is washing of your hands, yes, feet dipping, sterilization, etc. It is way far more than that. Because if you must go into this very business, you must first of all look at the site. That is the area we are going to also look at in this biosecurity. That is the structural biosecurity. When setting up your farm, you should be able to see the area properly. Is it an industrial environment? If it is an industrial environment, do they release their waste into the water body? Do they just flush it somewhere? And also the pollutant in the air, where does it go to? Do they just release it into the atmosphere? You have to consider all this, because if you must set your pond in that kind of area, there is no way you will avoid environmental pollution. One, from the water body. If you dig an earthy pond, know for sure that that environment, your water will be regularly polluted. And how do you manage it in such an environment? What about the air pollution? You know they will be dropping in the water that is inside that very pond. So you must take that structural biosecurity into serious account in order for you not to lose all your investment, because it's not a good deal for you to lose all your investment. Another area we are going to still look at in this biosecurity is the farm layout. How are you placing your farm? How do you really structure out your farm? You know, where is your ponds? Where is your farmhouse? Where is the water source? So you must also look at all this, most especially those that are just going into the farm newly. If you are a beginner, you must take all this into consideration, or you have also been to this very farm. How far have you put this into consideration? Because if your water source is close to the sewage tank, that is the waste tank, you know definitely there will be percolation, that is the sewage, that is the waste product will always enter into the water, which will be polluting that very water, and that will become a serious problem. So with that very one, how do you handle such situation? So you must put a measure of ground in order for you to be treating your water before adding it or pouring it into your well, or releasing it into your well, so that into your pond, into your pond, so that you don't really waste your resources. So the other area which we already stated before, even looking deeply into the biosecurity is the operational aspect of biosecurity. This is the area, it involves daily activity, how you wash your hand, you dip your feet, and washing of the fish material. After sorting, after harvesting, how do you clean your pond? So you must put all this into consideration. This where we use some substances to clean, like salt, even use formalin to clean the pond, depending on that very area you are looking at. The number two thing we are going to also look at now is administering prophylactic medication. Prophylactic medication. This is when you give out some of these very treatment in order to prevent disease, because you must not wait until diseases appear in your pond before you start treating. When you go with this prophylactic medication, it helps to build the immune system. It helps to build the immune system. This very medication, you can either do it every week or twice in a week, or every 3 weeks, depending on how you want to do it. This will help you to prevent infections. Sometimes you can use bitter leaf to treat the water, or some even use salt bath in order to treat this very water. So the number three we are going to look at is the water management. How often do you change your water? This is very, very essential in catfish farming. How often do you really change your water? Because if your water is dirty, it will affect the fish. If your water is dirty, it will affect the fish, because the feed conversion rate will be very reduced. They cannot eat well, and they cannot easily convert this very feed into body weight. And if they don't really have good body weight, you will not have good sales. So you must understand this, because this business is all about garbage in and garbage out. So if you garbage in, they don't really have a very good water to feed very well. There is no way you have a very good body weight. So you must also look at that very area. Change your water regularly, that is twice every week, or thrice every week, every 2 days or every 3 days. Ensure that the water is very clean. So with that very one, the fish will be able to feed very well. So the next we are going to also look at is your stocking density. Your stocking density. If your pond is only having about say 500 capacity of to take care of those 500 kg, do not overstock to 1000 kg, because if you overstock to 1000 kg, it will not give room for growth. They will be stunted, and at the end of the day, they will start killing themselves, because that is why we are looking at this preventing mortality. We are trying to prevent mortality. Overcrowding will lead towards fighting for space, fighting for feed. And by so doing, you are wasting your resources, and there will be no need for such. And finally, we are going to look at what I call, that is the fifth one, what I call good feed and feeding. Proper feeding in catfish is far better than malnutrition. Don't just feed them anything. That today you feed them with bread, you feed them. Give them balanced diet, because the balanced diet will be converted to good body weight. The protein crude, the raw protein crude, is highly required by this body of fish in order for them to gain weight. Don't just feed them anything. So you must plan your budgeting very well. Your budgeting must be well planned before you carry out any stocking. For example, if your budget is for 500 fishes, go for that 500 fish. Feed them very well. Don't just go and stock 1,000 and your budget is only for 500. So if you do that, there is no way you will make good profit out of it. So these are some of the ways that can prevent mortality. This is the 5 way we are talking about preventing mortality. If this is your first time of coming across our channel, so just click on the subscription button, subscribe, and also click on the notification bell. Also follow us in our Facebook page so that anytime we drop a new video, you'll be able to also be notified on time. We've also made video on stocking density. If you have not yet seen that video, just look for it somewhere around this very video now or in the comment section, then go and watch it so